Then now the next node will be a merge node. All right, so what I'm going to do is take all the information that has been collected by the various agents or various research analysts, and then I'm going to combine them. All right, so I'm just going to take them merge by position. So the first one, second one, third one, all in order, and then combine them. Okay, I just need to merge one more thing. So I'm going to set this into input 2. So this node has additional information such as the title of the section. So I'll merge that alongside with all the information from the research team, right? So with this, I will then do a test step, and it will execute successfully. And so you can take a look at the output here for output of this node has all the content of all the research that the agents have done, the research analysts have done, and merged into one structure here then that contains the results of the research as well as the title for each of the sections. Now we're going to then take the next step in the next node to put that into just one string or one document that can then be put into my Google Doc. So that's the next step. All right, the next node I'm going to create is a code node. We're just going to walk through this step by step. It's not going to be too hard to understand. So let me just paste the code here. All right, so here's what we're doing. So in the previous node, there is an array or a set of sections that have been combined that contains the result of all the work from all the research analysts. And what we're doing here is simply putting it all together and putting it into just this one JSON object that has this one field or one property here called article. So effectively converting that whole thing into one string. So we go to the senior research analyst node, and we get the introduction that it created, and then we iterate through all the different all the different content for each of the research agents, right? And then take the content and put that all into the string, and then lastly we put the conclusion within this article object as well. So pretty straightforward. I mean, it's a bit of code, but that's all it's doing. And then so for the next node, the senior editor will then have this kind of one string to work with or one message to work with, and then they can polish it. All right, now let's look at the senior editor who's going to polish this draft. So I'll just first, before I do that, I'll just rename this to draft, right? So this is what we have, basically a draft report, and we're going to now add another OpenAI node, and this is going to be sending a message to the model, and I'm going to use again not the strongest model, but this is a Turbo, so Turbo will suffice for our purposes here. So we'll add this here, and then let me just copy the prompt so that you can see what it's doing as we walk through it. So this is what the prompt will look like. All right, so you're asking the large language model to assume this persona, so that you're a details-oriented senior editor known for your insightful and engaging articles. And your task is to paraphrase. So paraphrase is an important keyword because that will then allow it to kind of keep the gist of it, the content of it, without summarizing it too much. So you can just polish it, paraphrase what has been said, paraphrase the draft report produced by the research team. And this report is targeted towards the investor community, so please ensure that the report is written in a professional tone and style, and don't leave any important information out from the research team. And then the draft report, this will be from the article property that was from the previous node, right? So that's it. We're going to then save this. I'll just rename this to polish report. And then I'll execute this. And then I'll execute this. All right. So it's combined everything and then produced one cohesive report. All right, so now let's look at how we actually publish the report. There's really two approaches that we can take. One is to create a Google Docs node, a set of nodes to create the doc itself, and then update it with the data. And the second approach that we can take is just to create the file and then upload that to Google Drive. So I'll just sketch the first one, in terms of going through the docs approach. So basically, you would create a document, and the credentials you'll have to set up here. You have to go through a slight bit of setup here. So there's a link that I'll provide to walk through this. So once you've set it up, then you just tell it the name that you want and the title, and then from there you provide an update. All right, so go here and then update a document, and then link the two. All right, so that's one approach, but I'm going to show you a slightly different approach, which could be a little bit more useful in this case, because we're actually producing a Markdown language. So it preserves all the formatting, and it's slightly easier as well in terms of configuration. So let me just delete this, and I will take the second approach. So the second approach, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a convert to file node. So this file will take the data, we'll take the content that I produced from the previous field, or from the previous node, and then it's going to create a binary from that, a text file from that. So let's go ahead and run this. All right, so it's created a file called file.txt, and it's provided that as output. All right, next I'm going to upload it to my Google Drive. I'm going to select upload file, and the input data field name is data. So that's from the previous convert to file node. And then I'm just going to name it. I'm going to say nvidia.md. And I'm going to test the step. All right, so it's uploaded it, and I'll go to my report here, and it's created nvidia.md. All right. All right, let's put this all together and then run the flow. So here it is, planning for the team, consulting the SEC 10K tool. All right, so this number here is the number of times it's called into the tool. So if I look into here as well, this is it calling into the tool. All right, and then some of the questions that it's asking, and it's plotting the result in terms of the work items that needs to get delegated. So we've delegated the work, and now the agent, so there's 7 items that were split out in the delegation, and each of these will then perform the research. So as you can see here, it's also calling into the tool. All right, so it's calling us 5 times already. All right, so it's completed that, and it's merged, and then created basically one string with the report. Now the senior editor is going to be publishing this report. And then we're uploading to Google Drive. So let's take a quick look at the report. So pretty comprehensive set of things that has been produced. And then I'll look again at the Google Drive. So the Google Drive will have an updated NVIDIA.md report. So there it is, the workflow working end to end.